Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Nathan for Dinner. Today is that magical day where I thought it'd be a really good idea to take on 20 recipes. So this is how it's going so far. It's now, I don't even know what time it is. It's now well and truly after 10:30. I remember waking up at 10:30 when I was meant to wake up at 8:30. So we're 2 hours behind schedule. I haven't been shopping. Still haven't picked 5 of the recipes yet. So today's going to be a fun blast to get through. But it's game on. So the first thing we're doing is catching up by making an extra recipe this morning for breakfast. Guess what? We're making an omelette. And I have my favorite sausage with me, so it's got to be a chorizo one. I love chorizo, best sausage ever. So I'm just going to throw in some ingredients from what I've got. I've got onions, I've got chorizo, I've got a bunch of fresh stuff. So I'm just going to cook with it. So all I'm going to do to start with, because omelettes are real simple, you just got to stick them in a pan with some egg basically. I'm just going to get my base ingredients that I want to cook on the pan first. Because personally, I like searing some of the ingredients, like the chorizo and the onion and garlic and everything. I think that it enhances the flavor when it's got that real sort of grilled sort of sensation to it, as opposed to just cooking it through with egg. Yeah, I'll go a bit more. So that's what we're going to be doing this morning. So I'm cooking with 4 eggs this morning, because that's how many I have in the fridge. Probably cook with more if I had more eggs, but we'll deal with that. So I'm just going to use 1 chorizo. I've got some onion here. So remember doing your onion, guys. Peel it back, leave the end on so you can dice it with that. Makes it easier. So I haven't even had a shower yet this morning. I'm like, let's just cook breakfast, let's do it. Why not? Makes it adventurous, right? Let alone gotten dressed for that matter. But it's okay, I remembered to put my apron on. It's the important part. All right, some onion there. Some garlic. I think I go through about 3 or 4 of these things of garlic. What are they called? Not cloves, that's the little ones, the big things. Whole garlic's like a week at least doing this. I hope garlic really is good for you, because I eat a lot of it. So, if you're watching this to cook breakfast, awesome. If you want to take a shortcut and use minced garlic in a jar from the fridge, feel free to. You're more than welcome to. Now I'm going to put in some shallots, some spinach leaves and some rocket. What else have I got? Ooh, I got some basil there I'm going to stick in. And some capsicum. Now I'll put some capsicum in my omelette this morning. I actually went for breakfast at a new place in St. Ives on Sunday, which is partially what's inspiring what I'm putting in this recipe, because I had a chorizo omelette there. And that was pretty good. I was pretty impressed with it. It wasn't like amaze bowls, but it was pretty darn good. So that's the basis of where we're working from today. I have no idea what else was in it. I just know it had chorizo in it. Given the fact that I love chorizo, I was pretty content. Oh, I had some mushroom. I got a mushroom now. I'm going to put that in too. All right, guys, just mince up your garlic. Make sure you've organised your coffee as well for the morning, because we all know that none of us get through the morning without coffee. Surprisingly, for only just being halfway through my coffee, I'm way more awake than I intended to be. Maybe it's because I slept in. Alrighty. It's my garlic, my onion, and my chorizo. I might actually slice some of these in half to make it a little bit more spread out through the omelette. They're quite large. There we go. Alright, let's hit the pan. Grab a chunk of butter. Stick that in there. Let's go hit the stove and get this started. Alright, let's fire this guy up. Oh, Same Love by Macklemore just started playing in the background. That's awesome. Okay, whilst that's melting, let's quickly go organize some other ingredients. Ooh, juice. Next major thing is your eggs. After that stuff sears up, we're going to stick it in a bowl with everything else. So you just want to get your eggs and crack them into a big bowl to whisk. So like I said, I have 4 eggs this morning, and I'll be buying more later today. For making an omelette, I would say 1.5 to 2 eggs per person is an ideal amount. And then just grab a fork out, guys. Actually, you can get a beater if you want. I'm just going to use a fork. And just beat those up. Check your butter to see if it's ready. Mine's almost there. Just whisk your eggs through until they're completely and totally mixed. So it should have a nice even color to it. There's still a few little bits in there. As soon as that's done, your butter will be ready. Alrighty, let's go. Okay, so let's just spread our butter out there. Grab our onion. Let's just scrape all our ingredients in. Our garlic, chorizo, our onion. Okay. Give that a quick flick through to spread it out nice and evenly. Let's go organize our other ingredients. Alright, so our egg's ready. Now we're just going to season it. Bit of salt. Where's my pepper? There it is. Bit of pepper. Mix that through. Get your chopping board back so we can chop up the rest of our ingredients. Now I got a bunch of spinach leaf and rocket here I'm going to shove into it. Mushroom and basil. Let's go with this much basil. So one big leaf here. I'm going to roll up my basil into that big leaf to make it easy to chop. Just like that. And finally slice it. Make sure you're listening to your pan as it cooks through. You can tell from the sound of it when it's ready to give it a quick stir. So it's just starting to pick up now. So it's time to go give it a flick. That's starting to brown nicely. We'll turn the heat down a little bit on that. Alrighty. Stick our basil in there. Now that garlic, onion and chorizo is going to be done in about 30 seconds time. So your mushrooms, just chop in half and then slice them through. Stick those in the bowl. All right, now our chorizo and everything will be done now. So let's go grab it. Yep, well and truly. All right. Let's flick that heat off. And just pour that into our bowl with our omelette there. Okie dokie. And just stir that in. I definitely do not have enough egg for all this ingredient, but that's all right. It's going to be a very chunky omelette. All right, stick another chunk of butter in your pan. Even though it's turned off, that'll slowly melt. Mix all your ingredients through. Tad more pepper. I swear I had one more egg somewhere. I'm going to have a final look at my last egg. All right, so no egg, but that's all right. We're gonna make it with this. This is gonna be more like a scrambled eggsy kind of thing. If you had enough egg in it, you could actually make it as an omelette, unlike mine. So I'm just gonna make mine as really chunky scrambled eggs. All right, let's hit the stove and do it. So your butter's pretty much melted. Just turn your stove back on. Let it heat up a little bit. Spread that butter out that's melted there. Basically, just throw your ingredients in. Whew, I just copped a breeze up the back of my apron. That's a bit exciting. All right. Now the benefit is, because we've got such a little amount of egg, even if you guys have more egg than I do, because we've already cooked the majority of those ingredients, we can turn the heat down to about half to allow that to heat the whole way through, to saute our mushrooms basically, and let them shrink down and cook through, and then allow all our ingredients to settle into the egg. Then we're going to attempt to fold it in half. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fold mine in half. If not, I'm just going to flip mine as a whole, which you can do as well. Otherwise, you can fold it in half and rotate it back and forth. So one of the biggest issues is, because omelettes are so thick, it's hard to cook both sides of an omelette the whole way through the middle without burning it. So the trick is low heat. Once you fold it over, then keep rotating it to allow it to cook from both sides to prevent it from burning. So the heat is consistently working its way to the middle, but it's not on just the one side. Whew. Okay, so just start to loosen your edges up there. Still early days, but it's always good to keep them nice and loose. Otherwise they cause problems later on. So as you can see in there, guys, it's going a nice golden brown. That's almost ready to be flipped. Now the question is, how am I going to do this? To be perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Oh. I think I kind of got away with folding it just then, but it had one little tear. So I'm just going to hold this like this here. That actually turned out half like an omelette, despite the fact of how much stuff's in it. It's slowly drizzling out the other side here, and I'm not sure how I'm going to flip it back the other way, but shortly we'll figure that out. Let's just be brave and go for it, huh? Ah, it worked. All right, I'm gonna turn my heat down real low now so the inside cooks through, because that's now wrapped up nicely. So I'm gonna leave that be on the lowest heat possible. Actually, I'm gonna put it on the back burner there because that's even lower. I'm going to leave that be for a couple of minutes now so that my egg cooks the whole way through, because as you can see on the side here, there's still a little bit of runny egg in the middle of it. So that needs to sit for about 3 minutes to organize that. In the meantime, let's get our plates. Okay. So plates are ready. Set your table, organize your coffee and your juice. We're just going to throw it back on the chopping board. I'm going to slice it into a couple of pieces to stick on plates, and we're good to go. Actually got 5 people, so Need one more. Now, hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Soon to be is we're going to taste this incredible omelette, or hopefully incredible. Totally forgot to put the shallots in. But I think I got everything else. Could have put some avocado in there as well, that would have been good. Oh well, let's check it out. Okay, so the easiest way to tell, guys, is actually to get your knife and just put a small incision down the middle of it and peel it back to have a look inside. Still quite juicy in there, but the egg seems to be fully cooked. So, if you want to, you can flip it to cook through the other side again. Yes. Turns out that place where it tore open is actually an advantage so we can see inside. Yep, that egg's pretty much cooked the whole way through. So this is basically ready to go now. I'm going to leave on for another 60 seconds just because I want to make sure the mushrooms are cooked as much as possible so they've softened. And then I'm going to dice it up into little pieces. But I'm impressed at how that turned out to actually look like an omelette. See, you just got to get in the kitchen and get started, really. Just it all works out in the end. As long as it tastes good, that's the main part. But you never know what you're going to create. Like this. All right, let's turn our heat off and let's go chop it up. I'm just going to drop it on my board here. I'll rinse my pan out straight away while it's nice and hot. I'm going to chop it up. Now the whole chopping part of this is what's making it more interesting. You know what, the boys can share a serve. I'm going to attempt to chop that in two. All right. One. Throw a bit of seasoned pepper on the top. Two. Now this one's getting a little bit more interesting. Three. And of course number 4. There we are. Now my serves are quite small, obviously, because we're cooking 20 recipes today. And there's no way if I made full-size meals we would survive through the day without ending up like uber fat. So we're having small servings. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I know I'm about to. Smells sensational. We'll see you very shortly. We're going to keep you updated the whole way through the day on what recipe numbers are up to. So that's recipe 1 down. And it is now, what time is it now? It's now 11:15. 19 to go. See you at 3 a.m. when we finish. Bye, guys.